Welcome back to LBG Reviews. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Today we'll be talking about Another Crab's Treasure. Another Crab's Treasure is an interesting, colorful Souls-like game where you play as a hermit crab that has lost his shell and now must go on a massive journey to get it back. Now, Souls-like games are usually out of my wheelhouse. I much more prefer, if a game's going to be intense, I much more prefer that it has other, difficulty options other than extremely hard, which that's the trend with Souls-like games. If you are a fan of Souls-likes and know about them, and for those of you who aren't, you may or may not be aware of the fact that in a lot of Souls-like games, there is a specific type of item in every game that works as a currency. Both in the traditional sense, where you can take it to merchants and use it for trade, and also for leveling up your character, you need this currency. In Another Crab's Treasure, that currency is microplastic, just as in other Souls-likes, whereas in Dark Souls you take your currency to a bonfire to level up. In Another Crab's Treasure, you take your microplastics to a moon snail shell, and while inside you can level up your character's stats and then move on with your day. But of course, me being me, why would I be talking about a Souls-like if it's not usually my forte? Well, the answer is simple. Another Crab's Treasure has a bunch of accessibility features, including being able to make the game easier by either making it so you don't drop your microplastics on death, maybe you deal more damage, the enemies deal less damage, your shell can take more hits, or also my personal favorite accessibility feature for any video game, you give the crab that normally only wields a fork as a sword a gun. You heard me right, they give the crab a gun. In Another Crab's Treasure, you can go inside your shell as a form of using a shield in other games, but also this is how magic works in Another Crab's Treasure. Each of the different shells have different spells that they can use. So going inside a soda can shell will have a different spell than, say, going into a shot glass, going into a bottle cap, going into a tuna can, or going into a gun. The shell power for the gun is firing the gun. The gun is unique in the fact that any enemy in the game dies in one hit, not just your basic enemies, but also bosses as well. And honestly, if the developers of Another Crab's Treasure managed to see this, incredible work. I absolutely love the feature of giving the crab a gun. It is both hilarious and made recording the gameplay for this video a lot easier because I didn't have to struggle trying to get to show off new parts of the game. That's really all I've got to say about Another Crab's Treasure. Tune in next week when we talk about Chia, a game inspired by New Caledonia. I've been playing the game for the past few days and I've been having a lot of fun with it. I'll see you guys then. Bye!